Yes. Yes, honorable members. Usual ritual that after the Premier and the MECs, the members would like to engage with the Premier and the MECs. You could keep your seats there, no problem. But we just need to do the engagement with the Premier and the MECs on the input they've just given. Let me give the opportunity to the members. For the members who are here, let's just also indicate we allow a minute of input, and then we also request a direct response from that, from those who are supposed to respond, and we do a lot of timekeeping. At certain points we can intervene, interrupt, or stop a response and move to the others. And so at this point, let's try and focus on that. The comments and questions will be coming to Premier and MECs. I have a number of hands already. Let me just do we'll start here with Samela. Mkalipi, please pass the mic over this side.
Hello, okay. Greetings again to you, Chair, and the committee's members who are here, different committee members, and the Premier MECs who are here, and the colleagues at large. No, thanks very much. Happy birthday once more, Premier. I was asking the Chair to raise the cake, but the Chair said the nasi span angazike. What is that? No, thanks very much for your opening remarks and give us a picture together with two MMCs who are responsible, especially with local government. But I want to go straight to the point. One of the quiet challenges in municipalities is corruption. And recently, I saw you went to a media briefing and you also introduced a political tax team. And you also spoke about it. So can you just go deeper in terms of how is your plan as the Premier to deal with corruption in municipalities, which is linked to the political killings as well? A case in point was at a departmental level, which we still want answers in terms of Babita. If you can also just touch kancane in terms of how far with that case, and the new case that also caught us off guard is from Egoruleni, the official that was killed Egoruleni, and I saw some interest of political parties attending the court case. That is one. Secondly, MEC for Coxter, you are saying that the IGR is working, which is good. We commend that. But the main problem that our people are complaining about is the lack of communication between municipalities and the residents. So is the IGR also cover that? Because once we have that line of communication, when an ordinary mama from Sebokeng said, I have a problem of 1, 2, 3, the municipality must be responsive. The main challenge, they don't respond, they close their phones, they are very arrogant, they are rude in that they are servicing. So please touch on that one in terms of the communication. Lastly, billing system. The billing system in all municipalities is a problem. Are we getting there in terms of the billing system? And the very expensive electricity. We know there are some challenges facing, but it's very expensive. Poor people can't afford electricity. What is the plan at a provincial level? Thanks, Chair.
Thank you. Yes, we will take the immediate response.
Thank you so much, Chair. Let me also appreciate and thanks for the well wishes, the birthday well wishes. I really appreciate it. I hope I should be sitting under the tree in Tembisa enjoying the birthday now, but thank you so much. Chair, corruption is it's a very serious matter. And we've dedicated our time and our resources to fight this. It's not easy. And if you analyze the areas that are responsible for corruption, there are three. It's leadership, which is ourselves as leaders and HODs. It's SCM, which is the awarding of contracts. And three, which is unfortunate but very important, its effect on service delivery. Yeah. So we've taken a radical view on all these three areas. And I can tell you, and I'm proud that I'm leading that team, all the MECs that are part of the cabinet that I have the honor to lead have gone a vigorous lifestyle audits, all of them. And are the only province that have done that, out of the 9 provinces in this country. And we are not doing it as a player and a referee. We've appointed government institutions that have the power to subpoena, the power to investigate, and the power to trace the flow of money. And I'm glad that the only 2 remaining MECs are MECs that they've just appointed now. They themselves are in that process. Then we did a lifestyle audit of all the HODs. And out of that lifestyle audit, coupled with other performance targets that were missed and other related matters, 6 of the HODs that were leading departments, we've removed them to protect the integrity of these processes. Now we are targeting SCM, anyone that is awarding a tender in our province. As I'm speaking to you now, almost 256 of them have gone through lifestyle audits. We're waiting for the final report of ensuring that we have this thing. Because SCM or supply chain, it's at the center of all the challenges that we have. Yesterday we made an announcement that, the corruption that is happening within SCM has polarized the capacity of the state. And Member Mkalipi will understand, because it's one of the cardinal points of the political party, that the capacity of the state has been weakened. Yeah. The capacity of the state has been weakened. So what we are doing, Chair, now is to rebuild that capacity. Where major things are no longer going to go on tender. This weekend, we are training people to be bricklayers, painters, welders, almost 45,000 of them. We are launching it on Saturday. These are people that are going to be deployed in communities. Instead of having tenders to paint a school, you take unemployment people that are trained in that community to go and paint a school. And that's the investment that we are putting to deal with this issue of corruption. But there are administrative areas that we have. Chair, we've requested the former AG, Auditor General, to establish and identify people of impeccable credentials in society. We've got what we call the Gauteng Anti-Corruption and Ethics Advisory Council. It advises the executive committee. These are people that have no interest in government matters, independent people. We roped in the SIU, Auditor General, Public Protector, Public Service Commission. Every quarter they release a report on how to fight corruption in the provincial government. We've now requested them to extend that mandate to local government. They've released the report, Chair, on how many people are doing business with government when they're employed by government, how many people are not declaring their interest, and many other things. So that's the collective part that we have. But we went beyond there, Chair. After we've created a hotline where people report, we felt that we can't have a hotline but nothing happens. We went to an informal agreement with SIU. I think we are one of the few provinces that have. even before the president proclaimed for SIU to investigate, the SIU goes in and investigates. That is how the Tembisa hospital matter was picked up. And I'm glad now that SIU has concluded the Tembisa investigations and are going to release a report on this matter. So we've got SIU appointed as a service provider in Gauteng, where matters that have been reported, we take them to SIU. But we've also released almost 77 forensic reports, and we're capacitating the forensic report in the department. Member Mkalibi, I know the concerns and I support the concerns. The issue of the death of Ubabita and the forensic Mpo in Ekurhuleni. The law enforcement agencies must go beyond where they are. All these three cases, those people that pulled the trigger have been arrested. Obviously, it is to say who sent them to do these things. And we remain hopeful that some of the public cases now that are in court may yield light on these matters. But we honestly, and we are going to have a debate in the legislature on how best do we honor those that have sacrificed their lives. There is a motion that is in council. I don't want to preempt that motion, so that it gives us the better mechanisms that we honor those that have dealt with this kind of issue. So the political task team...
Let's round up.
Yeah, the political task team, Chair, it's meant to say we can't have cases that have been dormant for so many years. Let's reopen them. Where we are now in Johannesburg, in the last 4 months, we lost 3 councillors. Short date. It can't be normal. In Tshwane, that's the same. 2 months ago, a ward councillor was brutally killed. 16 bullets pumped in his body. And we come here and say it's normal. It's not. And people that have been killing councillors, killing officials, I mean, the former municipal manager of Sidibe municipality has been killed, I think the last 4 years or so, if I'm not mistaken. No one has been traced or tracked. So that is why we felt that this political task team must be established to assist us to resolve these cases. Thank you so much, Chair.
Thank you very much. Yes, let's just do it in
Thanks, Chair. I'll be brief, but maybe I must start by adding on the issues of corruption, because we are very passionate about fighting corruption, and we are also systematic in doing it. That's why one of the things we have, it's an open tender system that was introduced, I think 4 years ago. Our tenders that are above 2 million are adjudicated in public, and we also appoint external auditing firms to be part of our probity auditors. And in fact, that has increased the number of the quality of our audit outcomes. And you will see when we release the report on Monday, we've got more. For instance, we've drastically reduced fruitless, wasteful expenditure drastically. And we've also reduced irregular expenditure and all that because of that. But we have said that's not enough. One of the things we are doing is to introduce a digitized supply chain process. So we have started now to pilot in 5 departments, including the Office of the Premier, Treasury, Transport, and about 2 entities, with the hope that next year we will roll out that digitized supply chain process in all our departments, and that will help to minimize and possibly eliminate human interference. And we think that is significant in the fight against corruption. And once that project is successful at the provincial level, we will advise municipalities to follow that process, because I think it's a prudent way of dealing with public finances. We have to be transparent. That's one. 2, on the billing system, well, we work with municipalities, and I think we also share your concerns, because it also affects us when we're supposed to pay. Sometimes we are over billed by the municipalities. But I must say that most of them have made an effort in reducing and dealing with this issue, and we are continuing to help them. On the cost of electricity, I think, as the honorable member knows, it's something that's beyond us, and I think every time when the opportunity arises to appear before NERSA and all the other bodies that are responsible for the determination of the price, we always argue for affordability on the side of the poorest of the poor. But secondly, we have made efforts to coordinate an indigent policy for the province. So through our Department of E-Government, we are putting in place Mr. Mama will talk about it, a digitized database that is reliable and which all municipalities should have and be able to help us. But most of our municipalities also have a policy of a free amount of electricity and water as part of dealing with that issue. Thanks, Chair.
One issue from me, Chair, just one, communication. And of course, in the course of the municipalities presenting, one will come in to engage on some of the issues, Chair. The issue of communication, as I said, we realized this issue was not an area of focus with municipalities. And we set up an intergovernmental relations committee that meets every Monday, 6 o'clock, to monitor communication in municipalities. We have not gone too far because we have just started with this IGR committee. We are monitoring media trends, social media, engagement with communities. One of the things that we have found, and I think it's important for the committee, because communication is the interface between the people and government. We found that there's also less investment in communication capacity. In certain municipalities, the teams that are doing communication are quite few. Almost in certain instances, you find there's one municipality where you have got one communicator for the whole municipality. So the issues of reaching out to communities, social media, taking communication also to digital platforms. I must say what is also exciting is that GCIS, the communication wing of government in the province, sit in this IGR meeting with the Premier's office. So we are trying to improve on this issue, because if municipalities don't strengthen interface engagement with communities, we will not be able to make progress and serve the people. So I just want to conclude by saying we have appreciated, understood, and acknowledged that this area is actually what will make or break, and we are focusing on it to make sure that municipalities can also invest in communication, and we hope to improve. Thanks, Chair.
Thank you. Let me see how many hands we have this side. All right, let's get your question. You got a minute?
Nothing. Sure, I would do honestly.